All right, yay, we're recording. Are we? Yes, we are. Okay, yay, hi, okay. So, hope everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday. I am so super excited for Kansas City. I mean, I am excited to like go connect and all the events and things, but honestly, I'm just truly happy to leave my house. I was telling Cody, I was like, I don't care if we're going to Wyoming or like the middle of freaking nowhere. I'm just excited to like literally be away. So, but the one thing me and Dave were talking about too is that we're going to get all of the, oh, okay, Nicole just messaged me, she's jumping up. We're going to get all the details about the new BioCell stuff that's coming out. And then I just saw something about like they're reformulating the taste of the trim. So that's really cool, even though I don't mind it, but I know a lot of people do. So really, be checking the M Life Nation and Boss Nation. Usually Amanda's really good about like trying to copy and paste whatever is in M Life Nation to the Boss Nation group so that people don't miss it. So especially this weekend, make sure you like have your notifications on for the groups so that as stuff is getting announced and things like that, you can like be in on it. Because I'm sure if there's like is a new product or a new product package or launch or something like that, I'm sure that it probably will sell out quick because we have crazy back orders even when things aren't brand new. So definitely stay on top of that. And maybe even, I didn't even write this down to say, but maybe even post something on your Facebook on Thursday, like, big announcements this weekend. If you want to be one of the first to know before things sell out, I'll put you on my text list or I don't know, something like that. Hold on one second, guys. I'm so sorry. I've got the baby monitor while Chris wasn't home, but it's really distracting me right now. So now he's home. Hold on a second. Sorry. 1 second. Okay. Sorry, that was like, I can't focus with two things at once, and I could hear the little sound machine on in the baby monitor. So, nope, hold on, sorry. Okay, well, no one's going to watch this recording except anyone on our team, so I can do whatever. I'm just started. Okay. Anywho, so if you like have like a couple like regulars that you talk to a lot, or even maybe to gauge some interest, like if you want to be one of the first to know of whatever is announced, whatever, something like that. Okay, let me mute my other stuff here. Okay, sorry. All right, we're good. Okay, so anyway, so that's the first thing really exciting. And the other thing too is we were just talking about this before too. I know Tuesday nights might be tough for people, or I know that it's been hard to get everybody on the Zooms at once, but even if you can't jump on, something that like we do as a team, Amanda, because I was talking, I know that a lot of people always ask for it, and so Amanda tries to put together like the Zooms with Tina Joy Carroll or Amber DeLoof or Michelle Gouge or like any of those people, and like she sets those up herself. So even if you can't get on like the one that we do, try to get on the ones that are offered because it is super helpful. If not, there's always, I feel like there's always someone like live in that M Life Nation or whatever. So just wanted to remind you guys, because I told Amanda that I would, to use the resources that we have, even if it's not something directly through us. But there is like so much. And if you don't know where to find those things, then ask, because we could totally help you. I try to share them when I can, but we all get the same notifications, so we can find them. Oh yeah, Nicole made it on. Okay, so I was trying to think of what to kind of chat about tonight, and I feel like the last like 2 weeks probably now, I have like a slew of list of excuses about how I was like feeling sick, and then I had family in town and all this stuff going on, but I've just not, like the beginning of this month I was so excited, and ended September like so happy and excited, and I was just in like a super rut the last few weeks. I was doing a lot of self-development and a lot of things, so I was like, I feel like that would be a good topic for us to talk about, is like when you need to sort of get out of a rut. And one of the Zooms lives that I shared, I think the other day, it was Sandy Humple and her husband were doing a live, and I only caught like 15 or 20 minutes of it while I was driving, but she said something that like wasn't even talking about it in this context, but it totally stuck out to me. And she was saying that when you feel like you're in a rut, or you feel like you're losing your momentum, you need to get close to the fire. Oh my, I saw Nicole's profile picture and I was like, are you driving? You look so good, but it's like a selfie. Okay. But so Sandy Humple was saying, when you feel like you need to get back in momentum or like, kind of get your business rolling again, you have to get yourself back close to the fire, like get back watching people that are on fire. And that's where like the momentum is. Like if you feel like you're at, like think of that if you're at like a bonfire or something, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an analogy, like the further and further you get away from the fire, the colder you are that you're going to get. So if you sit really close and you're telling ghost stories and roasting marshmallows with everybody really close to the fire, then that's who's going to keep that momentum. So for me, that is listening to like corporate calls, watching live videos, like just kind of like I'll reach out to Amanda all the time. I'd be like, hey, if I don't set up 2 3-way chats with you or do like, so many things this week, send me a message and ask me what the heck I've been doing all week. But that's just how I, function. But, or something, whatever it is that's going to hold you accountable and keep you close to like just that something exciting. And the nice thing too, if you guys don't know this, I just learned this last week when I was trying to find calls. If you go to modereconnect.com, there's another button that has like an archived list of calls. So if you missed like one from Monday 3 nights ago, or something like, or 3 weeks ago or something like that, they have an archive list of calls that you can find. So that has been super helpful for me. Where's my pencil? Okay. And then a couple things I've kind of compiled this list myself, but then I've also taken it from just some like personal development and articles that I've been reading and stuff like that. And these are like hypothetical questions, but then if we have time and people want to, we can actually like talk about them. But it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions that if you feel like you're stuck in a rut, to ask yourself. And you can write these down, or you can just think of them in your head, whatever, but it's a hypothetical question. But the first thing was to ask yourself, actually thinking about what gets you excited. So the first question is, what gets me excited? So a lot of these things are meant to like actually set a light bulb off in your head. Because like when you can sit there and be telling yourself something like, I just don't feel excited right now, or I don't feel motivated right now. Instead of just saying that you need to get motivated or you need to get excited, actually asking yourself, what gets me excited? Like, is it contests? Is it money? Is it feedback from other people? Is it recognition? Is it free stuff? Is it product? Like what is it? Like, is it people's results? What gets you really excited? And asking yourself that question. And some of this you might not know off the top of your head. Like, I'm a huge journaler, video journaler, like whatever, like some, so if you don't know what gets you excited, that's something to think about. The second thing is, what are my strengths? So actually think and ask yourself, what are my strengths? And not just superficial things like, for me, I would say like, Facebook, live videos, closing customers or whatever it is, but actually like maybe your strength is being really creative. Maybe your strength is you're a really great listener. Maybe your strength is you're really great at connecting to people, or really social or outgoing, or there's like thinking. It doesn't have to necessarily be related to business, because any of your own personal strengths you can apply to your own business. So that would be the second one, is ask yourself, what are my strengths? And then, not so far off from that, the third one would be, what are my weaknesses? And actually identifying what your weakness is. And I think the biggest, like one of my biggest pet peeves is when people will like say, well, what are your weaknesses? I'll be like, well, I can't sign distributors, or I can't sign customers. I can't, like, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, maybe your weakness is like being, I don't know if shy is the right word. That sounds so like third grade, but like nervous to do live videos, or have a hard time making friends, or social media, or like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of other examples off the top of my head. Like for me, it is getting comfortable. Like if I hit my goal, I kind of sit back, or I just kind of let someone else do it. Or like if like my job is done, like my job is done. So I have a like complacency, I guess that would be kind of like that. So that's like one of my weaknesses. Just and kind of reflecting on that. Like I said, you might not know all these off the top of your head. Okay. And then these are more like business related. So if you're having a tough month, or have had a tough few months in your business, ask yourself these 3 things too. What is one thing that I can sacrifice a day for my business? So for me right now, which sounds so stupid, Below Deck is on Bravo right now. I have it in my DVR. When I finish my Zoom and I didn't do my birthday messages yet, I will do that, and then I will let myself go watch Below Deck. It's recording right now. Or like, if it's on your lunch break, instead of sitting having lunch with your coworkers, sitting in your car and doing Facebook messages, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of other things that I could like sacrifice. Like in the morning, Andrew takes a little mini nap. I like to sort of take a little mini nap along with him at around 9 o'clock in the morning. But now I've been trying to not do that, pour myself an extra cup of coffee, and do like doing 30 minutes personal development. So think of one thing a day you can do to sacrifice to improve your business. The 4th thing, am I posting on Facebook at least 2 times a day? And you guys, this doesn't even have to be about your business every day. The whole point of this is consistency. I think that the hardest thing, and I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, it is way easier to just be consistent and like be in people's faces on their newsfeed, because it's not about blasting the business all the time, because we know that's equally as annoying. It's about blasting yourself, basically. So people are like, oh, Dave just posted that really funny video, or, this like Terry, we were just talking the other day, she was like, 70 people told me what kind of dress I should wear this weekend. Like, what the heck? You know what I mean? And that has nothing to do with we know it does, because it boosts algorithms and all these things, but it's really just about people seeing you. And so if like a week goes by that you don't post on Facebook, like it's not even so much that it's more detrimental to your business than it is to like your brand. So posting something on Facebook at least 2 times a day, even if it's just a picture of your food or your kid, you know what I mean? And it's not even about what you're posting. It's just that people are seeing you post something. The last one is, am I talking to the same few people every month? I was noticing this when I had to make a list of my, because I've been really trying to work with Amanda right now, because I know that I'm not reaching the goals that I have for my own personal recruiting. And so we've been setting up a lot of 3-way chats and things like that. And I was making a list of people to reach out to and set up and do that. And I realized I had like the same like 7 people that I've been kind of talking to over and over again. And I was like, it's like business wise, I've got a whole freaking book of product people, because I write down all the likes, but like have been talking to the same few people about the business. And I've been trying so hard not to be spammy at worksy that I haven't been privately talking to people about the business, because I haven't wanted to be the first person to bring it up. So that's why I made myself a goal to connect to at least 3 new people a day, privately send a message, because that's something that's doable to me. Like I've sent messages to someone and just say, hey, oh my God, here's an example of one I sent today. A girl that I went to high school with, Jordan, has this like weird doll that's like, not Betty Spaghetti, but it's something like that. Anyways, it has a Star Wars shirt thing on it. I don't even know what kind of doll it is. Anyways, she was putting on this little magnetic Star Wars shirt on it, and it looked like my friend Megan, because we dressed up in high school. She wore pigtails, and we have a picture of us together. And I sent her a picture, and I was like, oh my gosh, Jordan is playing with this doll, and it reminded me so much of this whatever spirit day we had in high school. So random. And obviously you're not going to have weird occurrences like that every single day, but I have literally not talked to this girl in almost 10 years. And so it was just like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, oh, I saw a picture of your kid. How are you doing? Again, didn't bring up the business, nothing like that. But I just try to at least connect with 3 new people a day, just talking to them about something. Hold on one second. My throat is still a little scratchy. Anyways, I'm getting totally off on a tangent. Anyway, so that's something to ask to yourself. Am I talking to the same few people each month? Because I realized that I was, and I needed to figure out a way to have more people on my actual prospect list that actually I know were interested in the business. And for me, that is talking to more people every single day, but it might be different for you. Maybe you have a great response when you post business posts, or maybe you want to go back through old leads from a long time ago, or maybe it's I don't know. There's a ton of recruiting videos in M Life Nation to go through and look through. Tina Joy Carroll just did a great one the other night. So there's other ways to do, but that's just a little light bulb for yourself that you can think of. Do I need to expand my prospect list? So just to recap the questions, and I'll give you 3 tips and we can talk about them if you guys want to. But so 3 just kind of basic tips that I have that have really kind of, since I've sort of had like this rut for myself the last few weeks, has helped me a lot. And that is to set actual periodic timeline goals for myself. So like I wanted to make sure that I hit bronze in the first week of the month. I wanted to make sure that I hit silver by this past weekend, like kind of really like laying out my goals. And it could be different for you. It could be, I want to be platinum by the end of this week. I want to be this. I want to be bronze by the 15th. I want, whatever it is, but it makes it really doable. So like you guys, am checking my back office every single day, because I never know if someone else maybe made an order or I had a smart chip run. I haven't really figured out the reports yet in the back office to be able to track my points. And so when I wake up and I'm like, oh, cool, I just got 250 points. Whose smart chip was that? I don't know. You know what I mean? So I really but then if one day I'm like, okay, I have no new points, but I need to get at least 200 more by the weekend to hit my goal. So I'm really just constantly putting it, and that's like kind of the green in me. I'm like, all right, I need 200 points by Friday. I need 250 points by Friday, or whatever it is. And write it down, or like put it on a calendar and put like 200, 300, whatever it is that you need, because I guarantee you, if you know that you need to sell 1 M3 by Saturday, you're totally capable of making it happen. So setting periodic goals for you, whatever that looks like. And if you aren't sure what is realistic or what you need to do for the month goal that you have, then reach out to your upline and we can talk about it. The second thing is I have started doing this the last two weeks, and it's been super helpful. Like I just had someone else order a trim that I think the only reason that added it onto M3, and I think the only reason is because I did this. So what I've been doing the last 2 weeks is Wednesdays have been my customer check-in day. So what I did is I went through my customer pod in the back office, and I literally wrote down the name of every customer that I have. And what I did is I put a little star by who has ordered in the last 30 days. So I go through and I talk to those first. But every week, I'm not, every other week, I'll probably check in, hey, how's your bio? Hey, how are you liking the collagen? Hey, how are you feeling? Whatever. But then last week, what I did is I just made sure that I was interacting on their Facebook and just talked to them and said, hey, how's your mom doing? Because some girls told me her mom was sick, so they were out of town for to visit her in the hospital, or just talking to them, because people are going to continue to order from you when they feel like they can trust you and actually talk to you about what's going on. Or instead of I used to have this all the time in I think we're all. Yeah, we all are in our old business, where 3 months would go by and they would just turn off their auto ship. I wouldn't hear from them again. But I was definitely not great about checking in with people every single month, for sure. That was a weakness of mine before. So after 3 months, they just weren't ordering again. But I've had customers that have continued to order or add things on because they didn't know they saw my live and didn't know we had a toothpaste, or whatever it is. And I think because I'm staying present in a relationship with them, they're more interested. They're oh, hey, anyways, the girl that got the trim, she used M3 in September. And so I just reached out to her and was hey, how's your mom doing? She's good. We're back in town. And I meant to message you because I saw a post or your video last week about the yellow stuff. Do you have to put in that order for me? And I put her order in for her for M3. So I was yeah, I can do it for you. No problem. But anyways, I don't know that she would have messaged me if I wasn't staying in touch with her. So anyways, I feel I beat that to death. I have just one check-in day where I just am talking to you and continuing on relationships with my current customers. And then this one, you guys are probably going to slap me in the face for saying it, but I'm so sorry, but I want you guys to be successful and grow your business. This is me trying to be sweet and sugarcoat it. If you aren't happy with where your business is going right now, you need to be doing at least 2 live videos, at least a week on Facebook. One of them about the products, a product, pick one, I don't care. Do the I made a post today about dishwasher pods, and I got 2 people that ordered dishwasher pods. Okay. But it can be whatever, a live video about a product and some kind of personal live video, even if it's just your kids playing in the living room or something, because it's totally going to boost your algorithms, and people want to buy from people they know. Like, I feel like we hear these tips all the time, but it just makes such a difference. And so I feel like just in keeping on theme with like getting out of a rut, that is something that you can, a specific like task that you can do that will help you grow your business and will help just grow your brand, even if it's for recruiting. Like, literally, I'm talking, I mean, how many people say they're going to sign up and they never do? But I have someone who told me that she's going to sign up as a marketer Friday. She was going to join, I think it was Thrive. Anyways, but she was like, I think you're so funny, and I really like trust you, and I haven't heard about this company before, but the website's awesome, and I'm really excited to like work with you or whatever. I'm not saying that to like toot my own horn by any means, but just because I feel like my live videos, I added her from a mom's group, and I haven't really built a relationship with her yet through Messenger. And so the only way she really knows me is my posts and my live. And so, so I think that is something that if you're like, oh, what can I do? What can I do? That is something you can do. Okay. Well, I think that's all I wrote down. Okay. What time is it? It's only 9:40. Okay. Hold on 1 second. So in going back to like those questions, we don't feel like you have to, because I know it like really want you guys to be able to like think about it and be able to give you like a good aha moment to help you with your business. But as far as like strengths, weaknesses, getting excited, what you can do to sacrifice time, am I posting on Facebook, talking to the same people, anyone have any sort of light bulb or epiphany moment that they know off the top of their head is kind of like this helps me, because like I said, if not, it's okay. Take the time to think about it. But just since we have a little bit of time left and I talk really fast. I muted everyone, so you can unmute yourself if you want to. Or if anyone has any questions about any of that, you can unmute yourself and talk too. Anybody? Oh, I feel like I just ran a marathon. I was just talking really fast. Okie dokie. Or any other just random questions from customers or prospects or follow-up or anything like that while you have a lot of people here that can help answer them? Anything? And well, if you're thinking of something, like I said, if not, it's okay. I will say this one tip that it's literally still paying me on, and you may not be able to all give away a bottle of trim, but when I did that trim giveaway, if you have Lift Clean credits to use, even if it's like something that's still like kind of unique to Modere that you can give away, like the beauty nectar, like that's a really cool thing, like aloe vera, or I don't know, the hair mask, or like some kind of product that like isn't just a probiotic or just something cool. I would absolutely make a goal to hit at least bronze, so you get $100, and use your Live Clean credits, because you guys, anyways, I didn't even tell you what I did. Okay, so I did a trim giveaway, and I made a post, and if you want to do this, private message me and I can help you make the post, because I had basically just kind of tweaked around what Amanda Morris and some of these other people did. And I did before and after photos, and we can figure out whatever product you can afford to do to give away. But I did trim. I posted my own before and after picture. I posted a photo of just like me looking skinny, another before and after, and then a picture of the trim. I did 4, like a grid. And I did that. I was doing a giveaway. To be entered in the giveaway, they had to comment, "I'm in" on the post, or no, "I want to win," and then they had to share it and say who else wants to win. And you guys, I think I had over 60 shares, and at least 15 of those were people that I was not connected with at all on Facebook before this. So like they shared it from someone else sharing it, and some of them from someone else sharing it. Like I just had a girl that bought M3 and trim who was like a second share of the same post. And so what they do is they have to share the video or share the post, comment I want to win, and then I tell you have to, let me tag you in a video, and then I did ATM them in the trim video and simple clean results. So then I actually gave away the bottle of trim. What I did is I just used my Live Clean credits. I had it mailed directly to the person who won. And then I think afterwards, at the day that I did the post, I made a live video explaining what the trim was and how they could win. And then if they shared that live video, they got an extra entry or something like that, just to expose more people. But anyways, then after I did the giveaway, I messaged everyone and I was just like, oh my gosh, I wanted you to win. I'm just so glad we got to connect. If you do want to still try it, I have today $10 off to everyone that entered. Do you want to get it? I think I sold 3 or 4 at the end of the month doing that. And now those people are my Facebook friends, because even if they entered in, I would comment on there like, hey, I got a friend request you so I can tag you in the post to be entered or whatever. So they sent me a friend request. I tagged them in the simple clean results, and now they're my Facebook friends. They see everything I post all the time. Anyways, I probably added, I don't know, a ton of Facebook friends, and then I just got a bunch of people that are following my page now from the share. So that's just another little tip. If you can afford to do that, it was definitely worth it. The one thing that I saw, I think it was Marina Simone said when she was talking about doing this kind of thing, is to only do it once every few months, because if you do it every single month, I'm not doing it this month, but if you do it, I might do it with another product, I don't know yet, but if you do it every single month, then people are not going to buy from you because they're just going to wait to see if they can win it. So they're not going to buy the trim if they know in 30 days they could enter to win it again. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just another little tip. So if you want to do something like that, message me and we can work out something that would fit with your, I don't want anyone to spend any money. We get the free product credit. You might as well do something like that. But to get, and it only works if you got to make the post public, but at least you can add them as a friend to tag them, and then they'll see your stuff. So anyone else, any questions or anything like that? Oh God. Sorry, I'm now, I don't know, my nose is running all of a sudden, but all right, cool. Well, if you have any questions about that or anything, just message me. And like I said, just keep your notifications set for Kansas City, whatever they're going to announce. So excited. And yeah, thanks guys for getting on, and have a lovely, fantastic Tuesday, right? Yes, Tuesday. All right. I'm going to end the